may have been hearing about critical race theory and complaining about the lack of funding holding back students. These are all great distractions from the real problem in education: you. We're going to break this into 3 categories. Please pay special attention to your category and determine when, how, and why you will address the components holding you back. If others do the same, we can all make progress on raising education outcomes. Hi, I'm Margaret Meek, and this is What is Ruining Education and How to Fix It. Education is a cornerstone of our society, yet it often seems that something is going wrong. Whether it's students, parents, or schools, each group has its own set of issues that can lead to a decline in the quality of education. So we at From Nest to Wings will offer a list of components for each group. You need to determine which of these attitudes, actions, or accommodations you need to embrace to enhance your education, your child's education, or your school. Students. You aren't the only student in the school. The school does not need to be contorted to meet your every desire. Your education will be significantly enhanced if you advocate for yourself, while at the same time remaining humble enough to learn from everyone around you. You are responsible for your education. That means you need to ask for help outside the classroom if you aren't getting the concept. Sometimes that will take the form of your instructor, and sometimes you must search for other educational opportunities like the Khan Academy or tutors. Take responsibility for learning everything you need or want to know. Don't get distracted by the teacher's style. We don't all click in every group educational setting. Take what you can from their style and supplement your knowledge with other sources. Easy teachers aren't better teachers. Challenge yourself. Find the hardest teachers and the most demanding classes. Bet on yourself. Advocate for yourself. You need to speak for yourself. Share what you need and ask for help when you need it. Your parents can only carry you so far. Stand up for yourself with everyone in your life and gain the skills and confidence that will allow you to build success throughout your life. Technology can be your best friend or your worst enemy. Put down your phone. Speak with your friends, instructors, and everyone in your life in person, not just through a series of emojis. And while on the subject of technology, you have to consume all sides of issues, not just those with which you agree. And be careful. Learn to be discerning. Grades aren't everything. Learning is significantly more critical. Don't spend time chasing grades. Spend time consuming information. Learn. The world isn't against you. People have gone through significant challenges and still accomplished amazing feats. Instead of looking for conspiracies or slights, look for the good. There are no two people in the world who are exactly alike. As none of us are the same, our values come from our differences. Embrace those with different opinions, cultures, ethnicity, family structure, and personal values. Your world will be much bigger and better if you look to understand the differences as opposed to using that diversity as an excuse to keep your world small. Agree to disagree. Respect authority, but don't fear it. Work hard not to be petty. Be grateful for what you have and look for the good in your life. Figure out who you are and what you want, then work for it. Don't cheat. Don't cheat yourself, your education, your family, your employer, or your relationships. Be better. Communicate well, clearly, and often with teachers, family, friends, and employers. Teachers can't read your minds. Family members can't help you address your specific fears if you can't help them understand. Communicate. Believe in yourself. Have grace with yourself on your stumbles. Look for allies in all you do, and look for the good around you. For parents, we offer these thoughts. Those who work in schools aren't doing it for the money or the chance to indoctrinate your student to the world. Most teachers and administrators care about their students. Enter all discussions from that point of view. You can always get grumpy later if issues are difficult to resolve. Communication is key. Read the emails you receive from schools and instructors. Read any class documents the teacher or coach has provided. Listen to what the teachers and administrators are saying during meetings. Focus on their words before you take time to construct your response. Give school officials the benefit of the doubt. Communication is also essential with your student. Ask probing questions and listen to the answers. Remember that the appropriate communication chain in any school with any school representative is the student approaches them one-on-one. Then the student can go to an administrator if the situation is not settled. Or if the problem isn't resolved after the student's attempts, the parent with the student can try to talk to the instructor or coach. Parents, student, teachers, or coaches, and an administrator must chat if all that doesn't work. There are a few exceptions to that communication chain, such as in the case of abusive behavior, but the vast majority of issues can be settled if the student and teacher or coach speak one-on-one. At no point in time should you, as a parent, threaten or commit physical abuse toward an educational official, period. There is no excuse for that kind of behavior, and it happens all too often. Sometimes your child is not the angel of your dreams. Sometimes they have issues they are working through, don't know how to interact with another person positively, or are just not in the mood to put up with others. Believe in the good of your children, then find the truth. Teachers can be right in the way they teach and in what they say about your child, even if it is difficult to hear, and right in outlining the behavior you, as a parent, need to change. Grades aren't everything. If your student is earning straight A's but can't remember the concepts past the test, your student isn't learning. Sometimes the most critical grade a student gets is the one they must work hard for, even if they don't get an A. Don't do the work for your student. That includes class projects, holding discussions with the adults in their life, or writing your students' college applications, and that happens all too often. Your student isn't you. They need to live according to their own set of skills, ability, and knowledge. Let them be their own person. This is your child's education, not the chance to relive your life dreams. Let your students set the direction for their own life. Let your child separate from you. Your student making their own decisions is a tribute to your parenting skills. Let them prove you right. Help your student by providing appropriate discipline for inappropriate behavior. Help your student advocate for themselves. Help your student develop emotional maturity. Help your student understand that others use technology for evil. You have the right to know with whom they are interacting online. You need to help protect them from evil. People who are different than you aren't bad. You don't have to agree with people to get along. You have to listen, communicate your position, and ask the other party to do the same. Then work on a solution to any issues that arise from your disagreements. Schools, keep doing your best to educate students. That means you set expectations for learning. You challenge students to do more and better than they thought they could yesterday. Believe in your students. Support your teachers. Listen to them. Offer them as many resources as you can and give them the support they need to set and enforce classroom expectations. Ask parents to approach the teacher, coach, or instructor before they meet with you. Facilitate communication. Please stop with the edicts that no student can receive a failing grade or no student can score less than 50% in any class, and any other attempts to passively save students from themselves. Get active, set expectations, and expect the best of each student while recognizing that the best will be different from student to student. Let students fail. And as they fail, catch them and help them understand the opportunities ahead of them, and that you will help them learn how to do the work. Grade inflation is counterproductive. It makes grades meaningless. Teach the hard stuff. While challenging, teach to the level of the student without fear that challenging the strong student somehow hurts the student struggling with the content. Holding any student back is not education, and you may be surprised by the students you don't think can consume the content. That may be the spark they need to accelerate their education. Sometimes students need to know you believe in them. In large classrooms with students who demand different levels of supervision or teaching, and in an environment where helping the student is not valued as much as graduation rates, working with that one student may not be easy or reflected in your evaluation, but changing that one student's life may well be the best thing you do in your life. Schools must value and reward the teachers who manage their classrooms well and have the ability to impact student learning and lives. Give students and parents the benefit of the doubt. Encourage parents to be parents. Rather than determining that the schools have to take over the teaching of personal values or cultural flashpoints, work with parents to make sure students are being taught that all people have value and all differences can be an agree to disagree proposition. Disagree with the idea rather than turning yourself or the other person into someone disagreeable. Get to know your students. It is easy for all administrators at all schools to be pulled into a vortex of paperwork and dealing with the aggrieved. Make sure you are spending time with a wide variety of students, listen to them, ask probative questions, get their opinion on the workings of the school, and help them celebrate their successes. Value your students for who they are, not what they may represent. Clearly state reasonable expectations and hold students to living within those expectations. Hold students and parents accountable for behavior counterproductive to the educational atmosphere and that student's future. Discipline is difficult. Being consistent, measuring personal circumstances, and following up to determine if disciplinary measures are successful is arduous but necessary. Help students understand that you are invested enough in them to hold them accountable. Communicate effectively. Speak and write with specific intent. Listen well, and always try to find someone who can help you determine if what you are saying is what you intend to communicate. These issues have all contributed to a decline in educational quality. Students, parents, and schools must work to create a more successful educational system. Only then can we ensure that all students have the opportunity to receive a quality education. Take responsibility for your role and be willing to assist others who have a stake in the successful education of every student. If you found any of this information useful, hit the like button or consider subscribing. And if you have any questions, let us know in the comments below.